Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. Today I want to talk to you about our movement, the alt-right, the new right, identitarianism, traditionalism, all the general values that we believe in that unite us, that we need to promote and represent in order to save our societies from their downward spiral into decadence and eventual complete destruction if third world immigration levels aren't reduced completely, and if our people's pride in our culture and history and the traditional family isn't reawakened. I want to talk about how we can portray these topics that are so important to us, to regular people, to normies, in a way that they will agree with, that they'll respond to without the automatic brainwashed knee-jerk reaction of calling us Nazis and conspiracy theorists and so on. So the first thing that we need to understand is that most regular people view facts and statistics secondary to the emotions that they get from a particular stimulus. Basically, people want to feel good about themselves. They will innately gravitate towards a message that is depicted as positive and friendly and caring and loving and inspiring, rather than something that is depicted as harsh, snarky, criticizing, despairing, and antagonistic. This is the way we are. We care a great deal about being good to other people, to other animals as well. And it's a great quality of our civilization, don't get me wrong on that, but only when it's not being perverted and exploited by globalists who seek to make us abandon our instinctual feelings of warmth and caring to our own neighborhoods and culture and history. And like actual cuckoos, that's the bird I'm thinking about here, they will drop in foreign elements, either people or ideologies, that are destructive and parasitical to us and brainwash us into thinking that accepting these things is completely natural and good. So basically, we find ourselves readily believing and nurturing dangerous lies that will eventually destroy our societies because their enemies have packaged these lies in a friendly format. So if the media paints obesity and mass third world immigration as a good thing, and we're told to cheer Somalians burning cars in Sweden as a brave act against state oppression and be like, then the majority of people with enough persuasion will think it's a good thing until it's too late, because they're not going to spend days and weeks doing independent research, looking into the truth of the information being beamed at them. They will absorb the emotions of the message and they will accept it and then move on with their daily lives. So what we have been doing in the alt-right is fighting a cultural war, and we have been doing great so far, but sometimes I've noticed that we have trouble displaying our values as the true positive solution to the problems that we are facing. I've seen times when we lash out, we give up, we despair and shout, "You're all doomed," to our fellow misled countrymen, and this only makes the other side justify their claims of us being racist morons, and that it's right for them to attack us in any way they can. Our job in the alt-right is twofold. First, we have to dispel the lies that we've been living under for decades. We have to shock people out of their stupor, sort of raise a mirror to their faces so that they can see their splintering societies for once, see everything that they were kept from or falsely led to believe is good. Human relationships, for example, once so stable and reliable, are falling apart and subsequently massively increasing the rate of depression, loneliness, and mental illness. Children are being indoctrinated in schools with transgenderism and constant Holocaust studies to the detriment of everything else. pedophiles and completely sick, untalented, and unqualified people like this New York college professor, for example. They are teaching absolutely useless subjects like women's studies and gender studies to students that will only end up being snared in massive amounts of debt. And then, of course, we have the absolute joke that the art world has become. Here's a couple of examples. And how can I forget, of course, the violent terrorist attacks that happen dozens of times across Europe every year and are depicted by politicians as the new normal, sort of like a natural price for all this amazing diversity and multiculturalism. And I just have to mention that after every terrorist attack, we have liberals clutching themselves in agony, demanding more openness and love and inclusion to fight off the hatred of the racists, who are basically people with genuine concern and want to save them from themselves and more violence because they love their nation and they want it to be safe again. There are so many more problems that we need to reveal, but afterwards, we need a real solution. We need to help people get out of this delusion that liberalism is leading them to a better world, when it's actually like a blindfold preventing them from seeing the cliff they are walking off. I've seen that using thought-provoking memes and YouTube videos and songs works very well with the younger generation who need to feel a sense of rebellious righteousness when they promote something. But memes and ridiculing the left is only going to work so far, and it won't work on everybody. And these things, they cannot form a foundation for our entire mission. The same thing goes with fear. Fear is also a powerful tool that can mobilize people for a while. Fear of increasing crime, fear of poverty and disease and disintegrating values in neighborhoods. But once again, fear is something that is not capable of inspiring and rebuilding and maintaining a civilization. So, how can we depict our ideals in a positive and understandable way? We need to tap into people's natural desire for greatness, for beauty and order and safety and real justice. Donald Trump, just let me skirt by this Syrian crisis right now, okay? He did an amazing job with his campaign and his slogan, Make America Great Again, because it addresses all of these important desires and it wakes people up to the reality that the past system has been lying to them for many, many years. Also, another thing that I have to suggest is that we put a heavy positive emphasis on things like folk art, music, history, clothes, good qualities in women and men like gentleness and bravery, respectively. These are all innocent things that could push back against the sick modern art and architecture and personality traits that are pushed onto children as the good things like bossy women or submissive men. Come on, nobody likes those things. Also, we should not underestimate how much beautiful surroundings impacts people's spirits and their subconscious pride for their fellow man's accomplishments. Where once we had Gothic cathedrals and closeness to nature, now we have steel glass boxes in complete isolation. Honestly, ask yourself, which one would make you feel better? Destroying art, making people feel ashamed of their history, separating them from who they are and their love of their homeland needs to be stopped. Advertising that it's beautiful to be obese, crass, slovenly, confrontational, open to all kinds of hostile foreignness may work on the surface for a while, but eventually people will wake up. So to end the video, I just want to say that we, people on the alt-right, should not despair. We have the truth on our side, and if we can gather the truth and the will of the people to act on it together, then I'm sure we will be unstoppable. And we will feel pride in ourselves again, and we will have a new European Renaissance. So don't fall into the trap of being negative and apathetic, because we have the best people on our side. We have the funniest, most determined writers, artists, and philosophers. And unlike liberalism, which tells people to settle for mediocrity and celebrate laziness, low energy, and low talent, we want to inspire people to greatness. We should each focus first on being better ourselves, intellectually and physically, and then by setting an example of strength and goodwill to the next generation. So that's all I wanted to say for today. Please leave a comment if you have anything you'd like to add to this video. Also check out my blog, which I'm linking to you in the description, and altright.com, which is the main site now for everything to do with the alt-right. That's also linked in the description. So yeah, that's all, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. And stay strong, of course.